Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Apple's new update, Liquid Glass. This brings a really new and interesting yet nostalgic and reminiscent visual update across all their platforms, and also aligns all their naming schemes to be 26. Let's take a closer look. First up, let's take a look at the iPhone and the new iOS 26. It comes with a couple interesting changes. From a couple hours of using it, I've noticed that the camera app has a big redesign and looks visually disinteresting, but also very clean and simple to use. And it also allows you to change the file format right there on the app, which I do like. Apple Music has gotten another visual update, and they added Auto Mix, which is basically like crossfade, except it intelligently crossfades music together based on the music that you're listening to. I've tried it. It seems okay. Doesn't work for every song though. Another new change is that Control Center's gotten very transparent. Before it used to blur the whole screen, and now it's basically completely transparent as though you put a piece of glass over the screen, which is clean and I like it. Another interesting redesign is on the lock screen of the iPhone. Widgets used to be at the top by the clock, and they have moved down by the flashlight and the camera quick action buttons. Just thought that was weird. Next up, let's talk about the Apple Watch and watchOS 26. This one has the same visual cues as iOS 26. However, it includes some new features and new apps. One of the new features is wrist flick. So if you're in an app, you just flick your wrist like that to go back to the watch face. And that pairs really well with double taps. Now you can do actions pretty much one-handed without any troubles. It also includes the Notes app now. So now, if you want to take a note down, you don't have to pull your phone out. You can do it right on your watch. And another interesting addition is Workout Buddy, a little AI friend to help you in all of your workouts. Although you do need some kind of Bluetooth headphones to pair with your watch in order to use that feature. And I have not used it personally, so I can't really speak to its effectiveness. Next up, let's talk about iPadOS. Objectively the biggest update out of all of Apple's platforms in this update. It allowed the ability to window applications, resize them, tile them. It gave us a menu bar. It gave us the journal app, the same visual cues as iOS 26. And interestingly, this update goes all the way back to A16 devices, which includes the iPad mini 6th generation. What's interesting about that is that Stage Manager came out on iPadOS 18, and it was not compatible with the iPad mini 6th generation, and they claimed it was because it's not powerful enough. Yet, the iPad mini 6th generation now has windowed applications, tiled applications. It's just strange to me that this is somehow more efficient than just Stage Manager. In this update, we also got tvOS 26. I don't have an Apple TV, but you need an Apple TV 4K and above to be able to get this update. And again, it has the same visual cues as iOS 26 and other Apple products, so you get that nice glassy finish and transparency. Another feature that they did add that I saw was karaoke. So you can have music playing on your TV and use your iPhone's microphone to actually sing along to it. And I guess that's interesting, but it seems like more of a gimmick to me. I don't think people are going to be using that on the daily. Next, let's move on to macOS 26. macOS Tahoe. And this one includes a few weird changes and some very welcome changes. One of the weirder changes is Spotlight. You know, you hit Command Spacebar, brings up Spotlight. That's pretty much the same. But now when you click the application launcher on your dock, instead of bringing up a full screen page of apps and widgets, now it's basically just Spotlight Plus, which is weird, but I'll see how it turns out. You know, I haven't used it for a whole day yet. There's still time to have it grow on me. Along with this update, Apple also gave macOS the same visual treatment as all their other Apple products. So you get that nice, clean, glassy, liquid glass transparency as their other devices did, as well as some interesting icon changes, including the Finder icon, which swapped the colors around. So now instead of the guy being white, he's blue, and the screen, instead of being blue, is white. Don't really know why they flopped that around, but okay, Apple, fair enough. And the trash can icon, which is more interesting than you might expect. When the trash can is full, you'll notice there's some not exactly bland papers filling the trash can. Apple's original 1976 Apple Newton logo is in there. The macOS Big Sur wallpaper is in there, along with a folder crumpled up and a crumpled up sticky note. So it's slightly more visually interesting. It makes me wonder what Apple developers didn't like about macOS Big Sur that they threw it in the trash in this update. Along with the announcement of macOS 26, they also announced the end of support for Intel-based Macs. Essentially, this will be the last major OS update that Intel-based Macs will have, although they still will get the security updates for the next 3 to 7 years, which is good, but it's interesting that Apple's phasing out Intel this quickly when only in 2020 they released a Intel-powered MacBook Air, only a couple months before the M1-powered MacBook Air. And it kind of makes me wonder, is there some kind of flaw in those Intel chips that Apple's trying to phase out more quickly? I don't know. I guess 2020 was 5 years ago. It feels closer than that, but who knows. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.